Hey y'all, Melissa here, small poultry farm in Southeast Ohio, small farm life vlog, kind of our lifestyle vlog. Welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We're up to about episode 6 in the small farm lifestyle vlog, and I haven't seen the production reds all day, so I want to step in and check on them. I'll tell you, my family is the greatest. So the last week here, several of us have felt under the weather, taking turns. It's passing through the household. I got a dose of it, so the family really stepped up and took care of the chickens. Then on top of that, just a lot of work to do, busy season of the year. This is Christmas Eve 2024. Merry Christmas. So I didn't go in this building today. The rest of the family has been in and out of here taking care of chickens. So I want to go see them. So they're about 2 months old, and just wanted to catch y'all up on, the farm life, the farm life during this busy season. And actually, so there's a lot of things leading up to Christmas that we had hoped to get done. We didn't get done. We just returned from Christmas Mass, so on Christmas Eve, and we need to do some holiday things like wrap gifts. There's not a single holiday gift wrapped in our house, not one. So let me turn the camera around here. Pardon me. So these are the production reds. No, see, I do that a lot. These are not production reds. I messed that up. These are Rhode Island Reds. So these are actually a breed that is a genetic foundation for production reds. We have a group of almost 30 production reds that are a little over a year old that are currently in egg production for us. And this group is about 2 months old. We would expect them to be at the point of lay at about 5 months old. So that is going to be in the spring of 2025. So this group looks really great. The family did a great job taking care of them. We did kind of a little spoof video, hope to upload here shortly, where I said, hey, 3 reasons not to have chickens. And of course, it's kind of just some levity and some sarcasm, but on the serious side, it is something to think about. If you get sick and you're the primary caretaker of the livestock, is there somebody else there in your household to take care of it? Or do you have a neighbor, acquaintance, friend that you can trust and that is teachable and trainable and feels comfortable around your livestock that you could call, maybe even at a moment's notice if you seriously needed help, especially if you live in a household of one? You might need help like that. Or if your family's going to go out of town, or if you have like a big family event, maybe that's just really going to use up your time for, a whole day and an extended daytime length. Sometimes our livestock needs checked multiple times throughout the day. So it's good to have a plan B and have some reinforcements to call in. So anyway, so had that little video made up, so we'll get it uploaded. But 3 reasons not to own chickens. 1, seriously, there's going to be times that you feel sick and you're not going to feel like going out there to take care of them. And if you have help, it's going to be great for you and great for your livestock. But if you don't have help, you're going to have to power through that and get out there and take care of them, because they've got to have access to water and need feed at the appropriate times and just need checked in general. And then also, if you want to go out of town, you need help with your livestock. And there are times like holidays, family events coming up, like for Christmas tomorrow, we know that we need to stay close to home. We shouldn't make plans to be traveling all over the place, because other people already have their days planned with their families and events, and we have animals to take care of. So we'll be around here. So that's a common thing for farmers, though. I mean, farmers know that you got to take care of them, and leaving town, heading out of town is not going to be a regular thing that you go and do. So anyway, and the YouTube channel is growing, so thank you for y'all's support. It has shown us on the analytics that we can see about the channel's growth that it's been accumulating payment up to, there's a minimum threshold of $100. Actually is the default USA amount that it has to accumulate to $100 before they cut you payment. So we actually saw the notification change from you've earned such and such this month to expect a payment in January. So that's exciting. I mean, it's small. It's small money, but it's exciting to have worked at something and try to build up to that, and to actually kind of turn a corner and see that coming to fruition. So about 2 years in, so we're close to 1,260 subscribers and close to 4,000 watch hours. And that's really the metric that we need to hit to continue seeing the other analytic with, to see the expected payment continue month to month, we need to hit the 4,000 watch hours metric. And that means 4,000 hours of watch time on the long form videos for the last 365 days. So like the day 366 days ago drops off, you know, as we complete another day. So it's a rolling 365 day basis. So I did share about plans in the spoof video, 3 Reasons Not to Have Chickens, about our 2025 poultry farm plans. It really is, it's a small operation, but it's still a lot of strain. The planning, the work, the coordination, the finances of it, it's still a lot of strain running a small farm operation. And then especially when you take into consideration, like, the profit margin is very small, and you have off-farm jobs that are you know, the bread and butter and the roof over your head. You do a lot of times have that question in your mind, like, why do we do this? Why do we do this? Why are we even putting ourselves through this? My husband and I, we have 3 young adult sons. We make up this household of 5, and honestly, the household is awesome. They're heroes, because if I said today, I'm never raising another chicken again, they would throw a party. They would be so glad to hear it. But they're still okay with, I say, you know, let's raise them. It makes a great wholesome product, and it is something that we can promote agriculture through. We can help other people make that connection to where wholesome, delicious, nutritious food comes from, and we can encourage people from not only this platform of YouTube, but just this platform of experience day to day in agricultural pursuit. We can encourage people toward an awareness of sourcing their food as much as possible directly from the farmers and ranchers and producers who make it. And there are so many small farmers, but there are so many more consumers that it's not a competition thing between farmers. In our opinion, in our perspective, there's enough consumers out there for all of us to continue producing great food, and to reach out to those consumers, and to encourage consumers to source food locally in their area from farmers, ranchers, and producers whenever possible. So that's the intrinsic drive to continue the chicken operation. So realistically, I mean, it is demanding. So we may be like outlook, we may be like a 2 or 3 year plan on, you know, we're just going to do this maybe a couple more, 2 or 3 more years. And then we're going to switch gears, because it really is demanding. It really is demanding. And our experience is with the off farm jobs, and with running the household, and with our sons, young adults, and, you know, on the cusp of making their own plans and making their own futures come to reality. We know that we will always be a household of 5, and my husband and I are kind of wise to the fact that being a household of 5 is kind of what really helps make the meat bird operation work. So we're at peace with that. We're at peace with coming to terms with that. And even though, like I told you, the family is like, we could quit chickens today, you know, and I've said to them, if it means a lot to you that we just don't do this anymore, like if that's the only way you can have peace, I'm okay with that. I can let it go. I can walk away from it. But they feel that intrinsic sense as well, that, you know, it really is a really amazing thing to work with production agriculture and produce wholesome food from it. So we do have this drive to continue. So I had mentioned, long story short, in that other video, I had mentioned that we just got confirmed our processing dates for 2025. So this year we raised 1,650 birds in 6 flocks, 1,650 meat chickens in 6 flocks. And we, at any given time, had about 60 laying hens in production for eggs. So for 2025, what we have set up right now on the meat birds, we decided to scale back just a bit, is 1,400 meat birds in 5 flocks is the plan right now. So it's great to have the processing date set up, but that's something too, if y'all don't have a lot of connections right now with farmers, that we want to share with y'all and help you learn about, is that, you know, when you see farmers producing food, it's not something that just comes together on a whim and that they can do really quickly with no planning. Like right now, December 24th, 2024, we have the entire 2025 basically set up as far as our calendar with the poultry farm. And then, so that's a year out. And then with some species like cattle or like pigs, like they may be even farther out. They may be 2 or 3 years out, having to book a processor to be able to know that they're going to have spots at the processor. You know, we know that we can't predict the future. We know that we can't tell what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's a huge faith expression to plan something with production agriculture a year at a time in advance, but that's how farmers operate. And so by the same token, you know, as we're looking ahead at that, like, we also know we're staring down the, you know, the overhead cost of maybe $30,000 for production, and we've got to make sure that we have the energy and the drive to promote that product, to recoup that production cost, and to also, we got to have the analytics to look at what we're making, look at what it cost us, and try to set a reasonable and fair price point that's appropriate for the consumer to get the product, but also trying to give the producer a worthwhile profit margin of some kind. So there is a small profit margin. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to put more specific numbers on our operation out there on this platform, but we're going to go ahead definitely in 2025 with the 1,400 birds at this point is the plan in 5 flocks. And you know, just know that when you see, whether it's produce or milk or eggs or meat, like, that wasn't done on a whim. That farmer and probably that farmer's household, if it's a small family farm, a lot of planning went into that, and a lot of planning ahead of time went into that. So be aware that that is driving their household, because I even mentioned the calendar. Like for us next year, part of setting our flocks was like, there's an event in November we know we want to be able to go to, so we don't want 200 to 400 meat birds on the floor in the meat bird barn. You know, there's something in July that we want to do, so we don't want to have also the management of the meat birds on our minds and on our agenda. So, you know, we can work those things in, but then once we set the calendar with the meat birds, like, that is going to determine a lot of our activities as a household, as a family, for the entire year. So at any rate, but these birds are doing great, and I appreciate you joining us. If you have any questions about the birds or the small farm operation, let us know. Or if you want to just share feedback about your experiences, put it in the comments. We enjoy reading your feedback so much. Thanks for supporting Twin Oaks Farm Poultry on YouTube. We appreciate you.